Hello friends, it's Nancy from Astrology and Angel Mediums today with a deck review of the Inner Child Oracle by Amanda Lynn Aisling. I think I had done a deck unboxing of this, but I did have the OG indie printed version of this deck. So this did not come with a guidebook or anything like that. It is just the cards. So we're going to do maybe not a comparison, but I'm going to talk about like the differences between this version and then the one that was mass produced from Hay House. So this is just a regular 44 card oracle deck that has a guidebook in it as well. And it's meant to heal your past and embrace your present. I know a lot of us have heard about like inner child work and things like that. I think this is a fantastic deck to have in your collection to help you with that, transition into kind of maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable with inner child work. So she has beautiful artwork. This was, again, mass produced by Hay House. She has other decks as well that she's put together. I'm not sure if those will also go to mass market, but it has like beautiful little imagery in there. And then inside the box, it says your ultimate healing comes from within. So it's a very nice box, which is always good. And first thing that you're going to notice is that there are more cards, right? Here, I don't remember how many cards are in this one, but this one is slightly chunkier, as we can tell. There's probably like 20, maybe 20 cards here. So there's about double in the actual, what's it called? Mass-produced version of the deck. There's also a really nice guidebook that comes with the deck, which I have found to be really helpful. I've always used these cards during readings and things like that because this would have like a little prompt, but it's easy because again, it's an oracle deck. You can just kind of connect to it as needed. It doesn't need to be anything too crazy. And I like to kind of use it almost like as an affirmation or as a reminder of like what maybe we need to focus on. There's some spreads inside of the guidebook, which is nice. But then there's also an explanation of the cards, which I think is great. Especially if you're someone that likes to read or likes to have some sort of journaling prompts as well. This guidebook has a lot of them per each of the cards, which is really nice because then it allows you to deepen oh my gosh, the word just like escaped me, deepen the process or, like really co-create a good like practice with yourself, with inner child work, because I know sometimes it can feel very much like, what am I doing? Or what does this look like? So I think that this is a good, helpful, like way to connect to inner child work while also using oracle cards. If those are two practices that you already have or two practices that maybe you're trying to kind of strengthen and work through, this is a very nice addition to that sort of work. So each of the cards has a little explanation and then it has like a exercise and then also a responsive journaling prompt, which I do really like that setup of the actual cards because there's like a way to kind of like put it into practice and then do something with it as well as like some guidance because it's nice to say like, oh, okay, like you need to release stuff or whatever, or there's some healing you need to do, but then it's like, well, where do I start? Or what should I do with that? So I think it's very beneficial to have something like this in your practice if you are someone that has been trying to work on your healing journey. So like I said, she does have some other decks that I have from her that are not yet mass produced as far as I know. I'm not sure if she will have them mass produced. So what I did like about her cardstock with the original, sorry, my cards are dirty, with the original version of hers is that it was kind of this like, I don't even know, it's very soft kind of finish. And now these have more of a matte, almost like linen kind of finish to them. Not really, I don't know what to describe this as, eggshell maybe. So these feel a little bit more like plasticky, I guess. I don't even know if that's like a word. So these shuffle really great. These do too. I'm not saying that they don't, but it is a mass-produced deck, so it just doesn't have that same kind of quality. These are also not as thick as the indie print version of them, but the artwork is very similar. I know that she added some extra cards, so I'm just going to kind of show you guys the cards so you can kind of see what it was like before and then what the cards look like now. So still the same sort of layout where there's the artwork at the top, 3/4 of the card, and then on her original version she had like the name, some keywords, and then a little bit of the information, which I think is nice, as well as like one kind of question to kind of go with it or something like that. Now with the new version, because she has the guidebook, she just has the name of the card and then also like a little like supporting, sentence to kind of help you connect a little bit more to the essence of the card. All right, so here we write a letter. So I don't know if she kept very similar things. Again, I'm like, I would have to kind of like look through here. And then we have like, so here we have choose yourself today. And this was called the Promise Keeper, which is do not deny your importance. And then this says trust, honor, and safety. So we have similar imagery. It looks like it was just a little bit more extended. So I think it's cool that she kept that same artwork. And I understand, as you kind of start doing things, sometimes the first time you put something out is not always going to be how you want something to continue to be, if that makes sense. We have growth, right? So as you can see, there's a little bit more of like that information, that vibe. I'm trying to see if I can find another one that's like the exact same. So let it come forth. But it's very beautiful imagery. I think it's collage style art. So if that's not really your thing, I do like that these are a little bit more subtle. It's not so clunky looking as some collage style art is. If you like stuff by like Danielle Knoll, I like the stuff that Zoe Greco has put out. Diana Rose Harper? I like her art style. There's been a lot of these really beautiful collage style art decks that I've seen in the last few years that are just really beautiful. They're really well done. And Amanda was one of those that like a few years ago when I found her artwork, I think it was like in early 2020, I just was like, oh, these are so gorgeous. They just had such a beautiful like energy to them. So I ended up buying her whole set of cards that she had, and that was on Etsy. So seek guidance on this. So I just really like how it's still very like the imagery that she uses still very aligned with the backgrounds that she created. So let go of the past. This is a beautiful card too. We have like this one, go inward. I'm trying to see if I have anything that matches these other cards that I have over here. I'm like, any of these matching? Not really. So to see if there's a lot of difference. So flow with the rhythm. We have like be present. You are worthy. Run wild. So see, like the the images are just really evocative. I don't know, it just really reminds me of like being a little kid, accept what is. And we have you are enough. I'm like, I think she had one of these in this one. I'm like, I can't see it. I'm not seeing these. So it seems like her original version was a little bit more mystical, if that makes sense. Not saying that this, so like this one, here we go. So here we have emotions are the reflection, look for the deeper meaning, and here this was called the reflection pool. So, but it does still talk about emotions being complex, things like that. So I think she had more of like her own kind of interpretation of what she wanted the cards to be called. And I'm assuming that during mass production, they were kind of like, let's make this a little bit more easily understood. So review your responsibilities, be true to who you are, let it go, get lost. It's time to celebrate. Like, are we seeing any of these over here? Not really. So I wonder if a lot of these really changed. So here we have, it's never truly the end. Say yes. I'm like, I thought we had one that was like this in here. No, I'm not seeing. Okay, so yeah, it was like, so the say yes card. So here we have say yes. She has kind of changed it up a little bit. There are some differences that I'm noticing, and then just, you know, I like that maybe she went with a little bit slightly more of an vintage kind of image to utilize for the figure. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty similar. And then we have the no. Time to remember. You can do hard things. I think I remember seeing this one at the beginning. Yeah. So this is called the virtue in this one. So I think it's more of making it a little bit easier to understand the intention of the card, if that makes sense. Because sometimes if you're like the virtue, I don't know what that means. You do not have to go it alone. Disappointment is not the end. It's okay to be misunderstood. Today is the day. That's really fun. So here we have, you deserve to be seen. Breathe in. You are wanted. Let love guide you. So set boundaries. I think this is such a beautiful card. You know the way. Practice freedom. Be still, and then find your haven. So there is a little bit of crossover. It seems like she did kind of create some brand new ones, and then there are some that aren't really, that I've noticed, where there really wasn't a lot of that crossover between the old cards that she had before. It does seem like there's some that she did utilize. So here we have the stillness. Is this similar? Yeah, so here we have be still, and then here we have the stillness. So very similar images, very similar kind of energy with the intention of the card. Because I'm like, is there other ones? Yeah, I didn't see like some of these. So I wonder if she will use those for some of her other decks. I didn't see a no card actually, which I love this little card here. So I wonder if she just decided to kind of break up some of the messages from some of her other cards into something that's a little bit more easily understood for her, you know, new deck that was kind of being put out. So I think it's a wonderful deck. Again, I think the guidebook is well worth it, especially if you're someone that has kind of struggled to kind of connect a little bit more. And it's really fun, and I think a lot of my clients are usually, they really like the imagery, the subtlety of it. It's not super pushy, it's not super in your face, so that's always really nice, especially as, you know, we're all trying to figure out this whole life thing and this healing journey. But I think it's a great deck. I have used it for many years in my practice, for like the last 5 years, in different ways. And so whenever this one came out, I was really excited to be able to have something that was maybe a little bit easier to comprehend for my clients, and to connect to a little bit more, because I like the clarity in the mass-produced version, just because it's nice to kind of have something that's a little bit more like, this is what it is, this is what we're talking about. So let me know if you guys do any kind of inner child work, if this is a deck that you would utilize, this is a deck that you've heard of. If not, I hope you guys are doing something in your practice that feels like it's honoring what you need. But I hope you guys have a good one. Please take care, stay safe, and as always, make good choices. Bye.